all sorts of juicy stuff. It's a joy to watch all those little faces. I figure I have the time and they have the need. And I've always believed that if we're not here to help each other, then what are we here for really? My name is Ruth Rusey. I help kids prepare to succeed in school. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Welcome to another week of It Is What It Is Radio. I'm your host, Fly T Miles. Can I call y'all the Ties Angels before we get started?
Yes. Absolutely.
We're going to get into that. But first, let's have a moment of silence for my brother, Jamel Raymond Bishop. This is King Porter Forever Friday. Thank you very much. I'm gonna let the angels introduce themselves and our guest for this evening.
Go ahead, Dr. Nicole.
Dr. Nicole.
First of all, I want to just give a toast to Dr.
Dr. Nicole.
We we need to toast her.
Toast to Dr. Nicole.
She did an absolutely marvelous job on her pageant. Awesome. She rocked it out. I'm proud of you.
Shouts out to you.
You did that.
You did that. Okay.
I'm going to start calling her Miss Michelle Obama because she definitely looked like she was trying to get the presidency.
Yeah.
She really did. She did that.
Okay.
There you go.
What an introduction. So good evening, everyone. I missed everyone last Friday because, of course, I was at my pageant festivities. But I'm Dr. Nicole Wagner, and I'm currently your 2019 Miss Full Figure DMV Exquisite First Runner.
Yes, honey, yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. In the building.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. To the right of us, we have
it's on me now.
Mr. David Charles.
Yeah, I'm in the building.
The illest illustrator.
Yeah, you know, wearing a couple different hats right now, so things move. I appreciate you having me back.
Yes, sir.
I'm not really like a guest no more.
No, yeah, you home. You like we call you
cousin
Dave.
Yeah.
Cousin Dave?
Distant.
Yeah. Not even distant.
Not distant.
Yeah.
Cuz from up the street.
Yeah, so you was just at my crib the other day.
Yes, sir.
We made magic there.
Did we?
And I interviewed Ty.
Oh,
so
okay.
If you ain't seen the interview,
I sent it to him. If they ain't see it, I'm going to be upset.
Yeah, so, you know,
it's in the group chat.
Have a conversation with your people because if they ain't see it.
You right, Dave. You going to start some trouble with Dave. Yeah, I'm going to feel some type of way.
Okay.
We had a ball, though.
Y'all did. Good.
It was grown man talk.
Yeah, grown man
talk. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Grown man talk. It was I like the ambiance of this, what he got going on.
Okay, so what the topic was just grown men stuff.
Things that I have coming. I was telling them about 2 books that I'm working on. One is called Mr. Right Now, and Mr. Right Now is kind of loosely about me because I've had like the same social media info for a while, and I would get calls or inboxes from women that I might haven't talked to in years. But they hit you with the Bobo, how you doing?
Oh, no, I had a dream about you.
Yeah, that's the kicker. I had a dream about you. And then, you know, what made me think of the title was that they want to get hit right now.
Oh.
So, Mr. Right Now.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
I'm working on that, and also the Chronicles of King Porter. Yeah. That will be a lot of different scenarios or things that me and my brother have seen or done. Also, it's going to have a lot of a few short stories in it also, which was crazy because Dave called me the other day telling me about what he has coming up as far as what you were saying as far as the shooting, the the
yeah. So I'm gonna be producing a segment or a series called Be More Stories.
Okay.
So Be More Stories is going to be a series based on stories that people have been through within the Baltimore City. Like me personally, I done been through some stuff in Zone 15. So I'm not really a big writer. Like Tyree can write.
Right.
He can visualize something and create it through writing where you can read it, you can understand it. I'm not good at that. But I can tell a story that I've experienced. And it was interesting. I had quite a few stories that I've experienced going, like, when I was a lot younger, that I wanted to recreate. And the interesting thing is, I've been doing these interviews now, and the funny thing is, I haven't even named my own segment. So, but it's dope, and I've been having some amazing people to come on, and the inspiration for my show came from Hilarious Omar came to my crib. So he came over, we was chilling. I gotta give Omar a shout out.
Shout out to Hilarious Omar, Omar Terrell.
Yeah, okay. Omar, so Omar came over to the crib, we just kicking it or whatever. So we was like, we should do an interview. We was talking about working, so he kind of came over to the brainstorm. So I actually did the interview with Omar. It was a dope interview. I edited the interview, put it online, and it got a little buzz to it. So I'm like, I'm liking the feel of it. But Omar was like, yo, you need to be that dude in the DMV that creates that platform for other artists, business owners, entertainers, artists, etc., to be able to tell their story, to get do dope interviews. So I was like, that's a good idea. So I had Omar's interview sitting for probably like 2 or 3 weeks. Eventually, I edited the interview and I put it up. So I get a DM from Larry Poncho Brown. I don't know if y'all know who Larry Poncho Brown is. Larry Poncho Brown is one of the most prolific black artists ever, period.
Okay.
Like when you talk about his artwork is all over the world. Okay. But he's from Baltimore City. And if you look Larry Poncho Brown up, you're gonna look at his work, you're gonna say, I know that guy. I've seen his work before. But make a long story short, I had went to Larry Poncho Brown's studio probably like a year and a half ago and started an interview with him, but never published it. So he called me and got my shit like, yo, how you throwing somebody else's interview up and you ain't even throw mine up? So I had to get Larry Poncho Brown on. I ended up getting Richard Burton. Okay. From The Wild, plays Shamrock. Right. Richard Burton is one of my good brothers. Richard Burton came on the show and blessed me with a dope interview. And I knew that it was something special because I had some amazing and talented artists, entertainers that came and sat in my home, kicked back and really told their story with no like straight up Larry Poncho, you got Larry Poncho Brown. Larry Poncho Brown talked about he had a studio on Haywood Avenue that burned to the ground with millions of dollars worth of artwork in it. And I asked him about it, and he went into details about where he was mentally, psychologically. Oh, okay. And he talked about suicide, a lot of stuff that you wouldn't even expect for somebody like that to kind of, so, I think what I'm doing is I think it's my calling, and I think it's definitely going to be a legacy project, so.
And it's different. I don't see that going on right now here from anybody. So it's definitely, different. And it also would, enable you to tell the part of the story that people don't know. Yeah. A lot of people might think something went this way, but in all actuality, it wasn't really like that. It was really like this, and you hearing it from my mouth. Yeah. So that's a good look.
That's it. Yeah. Hey, look, we be right back. We got to go to a break. They got to pay some bills. We ain't paying nothing. It is what it is, radio. Make sure y'all like and share the show. We be right back.
This unknown to find who we really are. Crash into something new. Take a break from our broken heart. Talk with the hip, tell me you lie. I think we should go for another round. Baby, try not to say too much. Let your love come down. If you wanna rule, it's some rules you gotta live by. Live by. Stay true to your cool, make a move. Don't wait on nobody else. think we should go for another round. Baby, I wanna take you, but we gotta cruise.
Are you thinking about getting your GED diploma? Well, here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a number of pep talks that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out the way you want them to.
You know that feeling? People look at you and don't believe in you.
You want some gentle encouragement.
Then you're on your way to your GED diploma and a better life.
But I know they're probably just a little bit nervous.
You can find it in yourself to take that first step.
You can improve your future. You can do this. I know you can.
You need to start pushing yourself.
Now get your game face on and take the first step towards a better life. Hurry up! Don't make me repeat myself.
Whatever level of motivation you need to get your GED diploma, we've got a pep talk that's right for you. Call 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or visit yourged.org for your pep talk and find free GED classes in your area. GED is a registered trademark of the American Council on Education. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Now listen to BeExposedRadio.com. Check out this fire flashback.
We need to relearn what it is to be these bosses and how we conduct ourselves as business-minded individuals and just people in general. I let my gut, and if I call it gut or God or whatever, I'm led by that energy. I know where it comes from. I know where it's, taking me, and you have to figure out what is important to you, and don't play this game. It's a game that we've learned to play, this chess game, and life is not a chess game. Life is real, bones, flesh, blood decisions.
Make sure you check out the Artist Exchange Show every Monday and Friday at 2 p.m. only on BeExposedRadio.com.
You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. So deeply wounded, but don't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. So you just sit there and you suffer in silence. Your pride won't let you just uncover your secret. Don't wanna look weak in your image, it ain't worth losing. So you just act as if it's nothing happening. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you. You're like an internal bleeder. Can't see your pain, but it can silently kill ya. Suicidal, depressed, but you won't say a thing. Too afraid of what the people may say or think. You feel alone even though the people surround you. Popping pills every night even though you know they can't solve it. The emotional pain, it just seems way too heavy. Your mind is racing, wanna scream, somebody help me. God sees you, and God hears you. Yes, God loves you.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We're back, man. I'm happy that you all are back. I was getting a little feedback from my angels. I was telling them that I'm working on some. Shout out to my cousin Foxy Black, because me and her was talking, and we talked about accepting and denying applications. And what I mean by that is accepting or denying applications for dating. So, let me ask you, do you look at, like when somebody tries to pursue you, it's like an application they kind of fill out?
It is. It depends on how I meet someone. Like if I'm just meeting a guy on the street, I really don't have much to go on. That's his representative. That's his introduction. reflection of himself. So the offer or openness of him asking me out for coffee and conversation, that's the face-to-face application process for me. Because one, I need to know that you have social skills.
Right.
I need to know that we can vibe, whether we're serious, intellectual, joking, just kicking it. Because I may not want to sit across the table at dinner with you.
Right.
We may not vibe well. So that's the application process. He must be funny, confident, meaning I don't care if you own a fruit wagon or you're a manager at McDonald's. As a man, be confident in where you are, because that's not my job to build you. I will support you and help hold you up, but you should already come to me equipped, because there's a lot of people that might have those type of jobs and women are sleeping on them thinking that he doesn't have money. He probably had better money managing skills than somebody that's making six figures.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you a question, and you can help me with this. You said something about meeting a representative. How many dates do you think it takes for a person to really start to show you who they are?
Oh, for me, it's one. I can pull it out. I will spend the whole day with you, because I know that when you're meeting me, you're meeting my representative, because obviously I want to make a good impression with you, especially if you're a guy that presents with some substance, and I'm like, hey, I want to get to know this guy on a deeper level or whatever. But he still should be screening me to see if I'm crazy, if I'm clingy, because clingy is not a good thing. He should be screening me to see if I'm supportive of myself, if I know how to self-care, because how we take care and love ourselves is very much so indicative of how we would care and take care of those around us, and that we're in a relationship. So I can pretty much pinpoint it within the first day. We spending a whole day together.
So do you let them know, look, you're not him? Or
yes, absolutely. Communication, because at worst or best, we can maintain or stay a long-term friendship. Everybody's not suited to be together for anything significant. So.
Absolutely.
All right. So what you, Dave? You accepting the application? You accepting the application?
I'm good.
You good?
Okay. But what does that mean, though?
No, I
you
got
okay, see, there you go.
That's and the thing about it is, when you think about it, as I've gotten older, I feel like I really understand the value of having a significant other in the partner.
Okay.
Especially as a black man, because I think that when you think about how we were constructed as black people, the concept of divide and conquer was implemented back in slavery.
Right.
And even when you think about transitioning to segregation and so forth, they kind of put us against each other.
Right.
You think about the 80s, light-skinned people were in, dark-skinned people were frowned upon.
Right.
So it was always something that they used to keep people divided, black people divided. And then it's easy to get caught up in a lot of the things that they brand. They brand sexism. They brand lack of respect for black people. They brand, the concept of black men killing black men. So it's a lot of things that they brand to keep us socially unaware of what it really is to be whole as a people. And as I've gotten older, because I was one of the people that kind of fell into the trend of, the disrespecting women, because it was it's when you think about the concept of hip hop, that is what it is. Hip hop is deeply rooted in a lot of the things that create the concept of genocide. The things that a race would actually, when you think about a race that would actually self-destruct. For one, you have to love your women. For one, you have to have respect for your men, and you can see the insecurity in a lot of black women, and insecurity in a lot of the black men. And the thing about it is, it's easy for a black woman to point at a black man and say you're wrong. It's easy for the black man to point at a black woman and say you're wrong. When you think about it, this was genetically
right.
This was systematically
right.
And one thing I learned is that in order for you to understand what someone is doing to you, in order for you to understand, you must have to understand. You have to sit back and think like this.
Right.
So to kind of answer your question, to have someone that is a woman that because I feel like I'm a fair student. When I'm out in the city, I move. I do everything I'm supposed to do. I feel like I'm respected.
Good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you have a good man.
Right.
Because, you know, it takes two halves to make a whole, and that's what the concept of balance comes in. You know what I'm saying? I think we got to bring it to people that where people nowadays are operating independently, especially black women.
Of course.
Black women are put in a situation.
But that's always from like you said, back in the slave days. We were made to do that. We were made to. The husband was taken away, and the mother was in the house. She, basically pushed the daughter out to be independent, but yet kept the son on her breast. Right. So it's still like that to a certain extent. Like being independent is awesome, but it's just like at the end of the day, like you need that male presence. You need that. Women need that security. They need that strongness. They need that I don't know, that only
that's
like
sense of security, right?
Yeah, because a lot of women want to feel secure. Like they want to, and not just in their position, but they want to be with a man that is secure, that can hold it down, or maybe I can point out some stuff that you don't see on the inside, but I'm on the outside. So okay, there you go.
The one thing you always gotta remember is people gonna try to project their insecurities onto you, but you can't listen to what the niggas saying. You gotta get out here and do your shit regardless. You gonna do what you love for the rest of your life anyway, so why not turn that shit into something? Be a man of everything you say. This shit bigger than me, man. Like, yeah, I'm good and all that, but you know what I mean? I ain't shit without y'all. Feel me? So no matter what you up to, just go hard. Don't matter. Can you imagine how really having nothing is? Stomach growling, you ain't got no food in the fridge. Surviving on a jail diet of water and bread. No father figure, that's cause my father dead. Mom's bringing different niggas in and out the crib. No money, so you seen it's less than all your friends. But it a joke because your mother was a crackhead. Older sister hoeing off, giving all the homies head. I could wait for your response, but they let her hear me talk, so I just wait for the applause. I always knew that I was great, I got them haters so appalled. I'ma make it out the darkness, and my word is my bond. Delivering these bars while I'm gripping on my balls. Jealous niggas hate to see you succeed, so fuck them all. I'm the master of my destiny, nigga, you not in charge. You either on your grind or in the way, so get lost. Be a man of everything you say you stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, get your hands on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Should be stressed with my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by. And you know how it is where we at, nigga. They say money can't buy happiness, but I be happy as a bitch when I can have dinner. Learn from your losses or you end up like the last nigga. I fall off, I bounce back, I really come from the dirt. But if you wanna make it happen, gotta put in the work. The word will kick you when you down, and I know this shit hurt. And it's crazy cause your family is shit on you first. My sister stabbed me in my chest, I had a hole in my shirt. I never said a prayer for her on my way to the hearse. I died twice that night, man, I'm just happy to be here. And shit like that is the reason I never be scared. Was drifting through the smoke in the field, I couldn't see clear. It's deeper than the rap, I'm where the bottom of the sea is. Was trying to make it happen till I happen to ball. It's all mind over matter, the fuck the matter with y'all, huh?
Mic check 1, 2.
You stand for. Lead your people by example, being hands-on. If you're back against the wall, then get your mash on. Fix your vision on the future like it's fast forward. The world is yours in due time, ain't gotta ask for it. I'm from the school of hard knocks, I took a crash course. Should be struck with my nigga, that's why I'm getting high. But that's life, and it's the code that I live by.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Busy me. So, anyway...
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Kind of finish off where I was, where we were speaking. You made a comment about, you made a comment about, like I forgot what it was. I'm sorry.
I was saying like how, you know, back in the slave times, that's how they did it. For as women, we were supposed to be independent because they had already took the men out the household.
Right.
They had already took them out. So that's just institutionalized how we just do things, because that's just always our mindset is like, we're going to get it done. You know, you have baby fathers that don't, okay, we're going to get it done. Husbands that, okay, we're going to get it done. Like, we get it done.
Yeah.
Like, we get it done, like, by any means necessary. So that's just always been, that's been the mindset.
But I think because it's been a mindset for such a long period of time that women have become very complacent in it. So when a guy even approaches something so minor, such as opening and shutting a door,
or even or something walking, like I'm sorry to interrupt you, Dr. Nicole. I had a guy tell me one time, we were in the mall and I was walking so far ahead of him. And he was just like, wait a minute, like, you're supposed to walk beside me. But this is what I'm used to doing. I'm used to being in the front. And it was like something that minor, like you said. I didn't even understand it or realize that I was doing it, but I was. So you're absolutely right.
Right. And like for me, even when I'm at work, they kind of, the running joke is, oh, she thinks she a queen now. I've always been a queen, but now it's like for real.
Right.
So the running joke is because if guys are at my job and I'm standing at a door, I will stand there because you're right there. And sometimes we have to teach people how to treat us. I'm an advocate of that. Teach people how to treat you. Do not assume that he was raised by men that actually know how to, one, court a woman, treat a woman, even to engage in a disagreeable type conversation with a woman. So you have to take those opportunities not as moments of frustration and to throw in a towel, but to be gentler in our approach as women.
Can I say
and just, you know, teach them how to do it. But I will stand there. I will not touch a door. I don't care how many times, how many people go out the door. I stand right there.
Question. I know you said something about you don't want to basically have to build a man. What about the man that grew up in the household that wasn't affectionate, that didn't never hear I love you from his mother?
Then that's someone, I don't have a problem with telling a man that he's worthy, I love you, you're beautiful, even as a black man. But here's how I see it, and chime in.
Yeah.
When a woman starts to be too hands-on in building a man, one, she gets exhausted. I've been there. I've been the person when a couple of years ago, a government shutdown happened. A guy that I was involved with let him move in with me. 3 years, took care of him, and that came back to bite me because one, he felt ostracized as a man. And understand that was his own stuff. That had nothing to do with me. But I became frustrated because I'm like, do he know that when I leave out for work, I'm in the car praying for strength? I'm calling on people to pray for me so that I don't verbally ostracize him. So far as building a man, I don't think that is healthy. You can be supportive of him without building him. Because if he doesn't find his way, he's never going to know his way. It's like Sankofa. If you don't know where you've been, you don't know where you're going. So he has to find that. I can support him in many, many ways, but build him, I disagree with that habit.
But what about the men? You got some men out here that come from cold.
You got women out here like that.
Women too, but some, I look like myself. I didn't come from an affectionate household.
Right.
So I'm going to keep it real. I'm thinking back in the day, just fucking a woman, taking her to eat and taking her to dinner was loving her.
Right.
I didn't learn to love a woman until later on.
And see, also with that, Tyree, I know I went through the same type of situation, but once I had children, that changed because I had to show them different. Even if it was not in me you got the natural love, but to actually okay, every day you leave out for school, I love you, give you a kiss. You know, like when you're not raised with that, you don't it's not easy.
Yeah.
But me having children, it wasn't a man that changed it. It was me having children that actually changed that in me.
Me too.
And let me just say, I grew up in foster care, so one of the things, and I post about it a lot, like I'm very, very transparent, and I'm purposefully transparent.
Mm-hmm.
I know my biological parents. My mom used to call me everything but what my government given name was.
Right.
Fat, black, ugly, told no one was ever going to love me. And then I'm pulled from the only environment that I knew that was familiar to me, unhealthy, yes, but that was the environment I was comfortable in. Put into different environments where I had to constantly fight for this, fight for that, fight for this. And one could easily say, well, you know, for the guys that did not work out with me, well, you know, you gotta love her. She came from a broken home. She came from this. She came from that. But guess what? It took me to meet my rock bottom,
right,
and have my personal encounter with my higher power to say, you know what? God saw something in you. So I now need to take the blinders off, take other people's vision of me off, and I need to see me for myself in the image He created me. I had many unhealthy relationships because I was looking for the guys to build me and fix and or correct what I felt was done wrong or had not taken. And the reality was, no matter how many compliments they might have given me, how much they bent over backwards, I was never going to be happy until Nicole Wagner got the help that she needed. Yes, people supported me, but guess what? I had to walk through that difficult, challenging part because it's something so hard about swallowing that truth pill and realizing that you are now in control of your own life. So what you choose to do at that particular moment is up to you. So I'm going to stand by what I said. I do not agree with women taking away that strength. Black men are stronger than what they think of. There's this picture that every time I see it, I share it. The guy is so broken, he's on the ground, and a lady has an umbrella. It's raining. A lady has the umbrella standing over him, and on the side of the picture it says, "I got you, get up." So that woman can be a sister, aunt, female friend. We can be supportive in so many other ways and speak life into a black man. It does not have to be a relationship, and she does not have to build him, because there is something so powerful and amazing when a man discovers himself. And trust me, once he has to fight for him, can't nobody break that. You can't, like now, knowing how I had to fight for me, you talking about somebody that if anybody had told me I'd have made it through my last attempt of suicide, that I'd be sitting here today being an inspiration to not just young girls, but women that are older than me, I'd be like, you lying. But because I know my fight, to ever go back and let what others think about me break me, I say never say never. I can't see it happening as long as I stay focused and remember how hard I had to fight.
So are you taking applications?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Put
them in a bin. But I mean, they have to have confidence. The worst thing is when I had somebody tell me last year, they was like, oh, I wanted to ask you out, you know, but when I realized you had DR, I was like,
DR?
Doctor, I was like, what that? I said, what that mean? He was like, oh, well, I thought you only date blue collar dudes with 6 figures. Talk about total turn off. I was like,
because he didn't already messed himself up right then and there, showing that he just doesn't have that self. Nothing. He already done showed you that he had self issues and self-esteem.
That's crazy.
I would never forget when I was 400 plus and I was in the club. If anybody remembers the Ozone, and
Ozone about this big though.
I'm telling my age.
I was there with you, shorty. I was there.
I saw this fine chocolate dude, and I walked up and slid him my number. And he was like, he was like, oh. You cute for a big girl. He was like, but you not my type. I slid that number right. I said, baby, I'm everybody's type.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
Needless to say, he ended up calling me and we started hanging out. And I realized, I was like, oh, we are not evenly yoked. Because he talked about everybody in a distasteful way. So when he reached in to kiss me one day, I was like, what's going on here? And it was like, he could not believe that. He was like, didn't you approach me? That was before I knew the real you.
Right.
You know, so it's all about substance, and I don't care where you are in life. If you don't think you are great and worthy, do not expect anybody else to think that. There's a book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. If y'all don't have that book, let me tell you, go get the book. I read that book so many times. I was assigned that book in undergrad, but there's a section of the book where it talks about the banking concept. As far as the banking concept, pretty much in elementary terms, you cannot withdraw that which has not been deposited in. Too often, women, men, we as people in general, we look to other people and other things to validate us.
Absolutely.
Us in our position in life. And you end up being disappointed. If you want to avoid disappointment, stop having expectations and feed yourself.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
People's perception is poison. That's what I call it.
It really is.
It truly is.
I just don't like when guys approach you or try to come at you and they not together in no kind of way. It's just like, if you look, you shouldn't even be trying to date anybody if you messed up, if you fucked up. I'm sorry. You shouldn't. You should be focused on getting it together, not chasing nothing. Like, you don't come in my face if I don't have time for that. I do not have time. Get yourself together, all the way together. And then you pursue somebody. That's like you bringing your mess to me, and I don't even want that. Yeah. No, I don't want none of that.
There's a lot of broken people.
I mean, I kind of disagree with that.
Really?
The reason being is because, you know, if you see a beautiful woman, and it could be an opportunity for you. You know, not everybody has their stuff together. I mean, and I think that to some extent, like you could say, you know, people create the perception that they want to create.
Right.
But I think that at the end of the day, you know, if you see an opportunity, and I'll even take it so far as to say, not even just approaching a woman. Anything that you want to pursue in life.
Right.
You may not be ready, but if you see the opportunity for something that you want or that you value, my mindset was always to go after it.
Right, but you do know it's tools that you need to definitely execute that plan. You're not just going to walk into somewhere, whatever, and just say, oh, give me that job. No. I mean, your mindset should be that, but you know you're going to need a suit, you're going to need a tie, you're going to need some shoes, you're going to need a haircut. You're going to need more than just that will to go in there in front of these people.
So that just plays into what this sister right here said when she said that you need things to validate yourself. So, let me finish my thought, right? Let me finish my thought. So when you talk about needing a suit, you needing shoes, things like that, these are material things. You've already discounted this man's character and not giving him the opportunity to because he could be an awesome dude. He may not have
butt naked going into a bank trying to get a job.
No, not necessarily butt naked.
Because
I'm just saying, like, what I'm just saying is like, you paint the picture that you have to have it all.
No, not all together.
But that's what you
nobody,
said, right?
No, I said nobody has it all together. But what I'm saying is, don't come at me with baggage and bullshit. Don't come at me when you in a separation and you ain't get the divorce all the way, but you separated, but y'all still live together. That's not having yourself together.
I see what she's saying.
That's what I mean on that level.
Right.
Not so much of materialistic things. I mean, like, don't make your baggage and your bullshit
a part of what you got.
Yeah,
I feel
no.
Okay, so my perception based on what she said was, like, if you ain't got your money together, if you ain't got certain things. So you're saying if a person got like bullshit with
you. Bullshit.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily talking about like materialistic shit. I don't got my shit together half of the time. But what I'm saying is, like, when I come to you, my situations is going to be like, you're not going to have to worry about nothing that had to do with my kids, nothing about this situation with this, none of that, right?
Clean
so I'm not coming to you like, that's why I don't, that rebound shit is just a mess, because you're actually bringing somebody into your bullshit that you have not came to terms with.
You're right. On that note, we got to go to another break. Don't go nowhere. It's getting hot and spicy. Like a Popeye's chicken sandwich. I ain't never had one though.
You didn't have one?
We'll be right back. I ain't getting caught up in that bullshit. You had one?
No. I don't
this shit got me.
The Artist Exchange Radio Show every Friday 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Saturday 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Real artist, real talk, real live. on BeExposedRadio.com. I was meeting with a friend yesterday, and I've gotten to the point where don't ask me a question because the truth is going to come out. And
exactly.
Just don't do it.
If you ain't looking for the truth, don't come to me.
Don't do it because I can't hold my tongue. And she wants to be this stylist, boutique, but you're not doing anything in that nature, and I can't take you seriously if you're not doing those things. And I understood why people didn't take me seriously because I found myself in somebody else's lane. I was good at what I was doing and what I wanted to be, but I wasn't doing it for me. So how can I ask you to take me seriously if I'm living in somebody else's shoes?
And nobody can do what you do, and I think that that's a big problem that people face now. Like, you see what somebody else is doing and you want to do that when that's not your lane.
That's not your lane.
That's not what you're supposed to be doing.
But it's popular, it's getting that person money, it's getting that person applause. Oh, I want applause. I want money. Let me stand over here behind them.
And then a lot of times people aren't honest with themselves either. Like, I was thinking earlier today, I've been woke for almost 2 days, so so you get honesty, and I was thinking, like,
The Artist Exchange Radio Show.
First they love you, then desert you. Leave with a plate full with no spoon. Ain't no space, I can't escape negativity. I got used to the taste. I've been bad, burned, then fucked over. But remain strong through the past over. Kicking haters out of the way like masked over. Roll up, sip something, let it pass over. Who would I be? It ain't the man to me that let the next man take advantage of me. When that storm come, no pan I see. Get with it, not without it, then you'll see. I peep the haters, they know I'm greater. That's why they buzzing for the elevator. But I can't save you, the weed too loud on the pedal stool. Don't carry fakers, always got your hand out demanding favors. When I just looked out, now you need more paper. I can't breathe, give me 3 feet. I never let y'all be the death of me. When my patients run that, yeah, nigga OT. Cause they wanna see me down like I'm an NCT. 6 words, get the fuck away from me. See, I help you out if you can help yourself. I keep it G till I DIE. Now excuse me while I get back to PC. HOP ain't losing sleep while your third eye always on me. I'm stacking green just to feed the team. My boo, she know that I'm king with chasing my dream. These niggas it seems I rip them, trash them, then put on new jeans. See the problem is, man, I keep it 100, man. Yeah, man, like if I got it, then you got it. Yeah, man, but if I got it, then I'ma give it. You feel me? But I definitely got you through the ride, man. Let's get it, yo.
I'm really getting tired of ungrateful ass niggas. They really about to turn me to a hateful ass nigga. Like I was never there when you never had figures. Pull triggers for you niggas when you caught up in the trenches. Man, I really don't get it. I don't know what's going on, but I really don't feel it. Niggas really know that I've been there from the beginning. But the more I see niggas side switching, make me wanna bring it closer to the end. And that's why I can't fuck around with these niggas. I'll fuck around with my hoes. Cause niggas acting like bitches.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
I want to get into that.
No, I was just saying, like, the marriage is just like, it's more than just what people look at it. It's serious. It's saying that at the end of the day, if something happens to another person that's not of my blood, meaning my kids or my mother or father, and something happens, I will take care of him until he dies. Or if he loses, if he gets hurt on a job and can't work anymore. Like, that's the realness of marriage that a lot of people aren't built for that get married. They get married. They not. It's just like, you have to know that you can love a person that much that probably did some fucked up shit to you throughout the course of your marriage, but you still stayed with them. Now he has this terminal illness. What do you do? Like, it's that marriage is serious.
Yes, it is.
It's real serious. And I always think about that, like, can I love, am I capable of loving somebody else that much that's not of my blood to that extent? Like, I would need to know that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be about none of that other stuff that people get married. It would be about that type of stuff right there.
I think we're the same thing. Like, if I was to get ill, out of all these women I might have talked to, would any of them take care of me? And that's what kind of helped me get to the road that I'm on now. Like, I ain't got time for a bunch of women.
Well,
I don't.
I must be an old soul because I'm like ride or die. I don't need a lot of options. I know within the first few days if I can see myself spending the rest of my life.
And I think as women we do that a lot when we taking in them applications.
For real?
We do that once we get past I know whether I'm gonna sleep with him or not. Once we get past that, the lustful stuff, we definitely think like we start thinking like, can I see myself with this motherfucker?
Right.
Can I see myself marrying him? Like we do that. We do that a lot. A whole lot.
And we kind of, when we did the sultry after dark conversation, we kind of like touched on that. Like I'm a very romantic person, but I need everything. I'm also very analytical and strategic. I need things to make sense. Everything has a place, and every place should have an appropriate thing that fits right there. So for me, if I'm in a relationship, I know whomever I meet and I commit myself to, that I'm capable of taking care of them while they're sick. So that's why when relationships, if I give it my all and things don't work out, it do tend to take a toll on me. So this is probably the longest I've ever been single.
Me too.
I'm taking
your time.
I have to, because when I love hard. Like I'm that, and it's not about, oh, I bought this for him, I bought that. I'm talking about to the point where I'm praying for his growth. I'm praying God send him. I mean, every day, because my last relationship, that's what I was doing, to the point where I would hold it together and then get in the car, drive out of the complex, and I would just have to park and fall apart. And then I was like, okay, God, I need you to put me back together, because he needs me to be strong. That it wasn't about me, it was about him, because if he's not together, I said, we are not okay.
Yeah.
So I know, I can. So I'm looking forward to meeting.
I think you know, based on, you know, what I know for a fact that black women are the I would say the most underappreciated people on the planet, but the most influential people on the planet. They set so many trends, you know, that the world follows.
Right.
You know, when you think about, you know, just everything about a black woman is built and created, as far as when you think about passion, when you think about intellect, intelligence, you think about, you know, being resourceful, because black women have had to make something out of nothing for so long. And when you really think about, you know, black people as a whole, they have been the crutch that has held and supported us as a people for so long, because when they have children and the man ain't there, they stick it in there, they there.
Yeah.
And then when you think about the influence that they have on not just hip hop culture, but all cultures, like when you think about the way black women are shaped, the way their physiques look, hips, thighs, ass, the whole nine yards. You got plastic surgeons making millions of dollars off of people that are trying to have their bodies genetically enhanced, like black women. Tanning salons, lip implants. So when you really think about it, black women, again, are the most underappreciated people, but the most influential people. You know, so it's a lot of power, you know, when you really think about it as well. So I can honestly speak from my personal perspective and my personal relationship. Like I said, I've always felt that I was a great man. But when you have a great woman beside you, it enhances your level of greatness. You know, it gives you a different glow, you know, that you would have, that you wouldn't have otherwise, you know, if you didn't have this sister or this queen beside you. So I mean, you know, I just wanted to put that out there, you know, because that's something that's important, and that's something that, you know, black women have always been last when you really think about it. And you know, it has to change. And when we talk about, we talked about earlier, the concept of hip hop and a lot of the messages and the symbols and the music that devalue black women, you know, is a reason for that. You know, because, you know, if we as people truly understood our potential and we understood the power that we had, we would be unstoppable. You know, we would be able to take this shit over completely. So I mean, that's just a thought. You know, I wanted to kind of put that out there, because that's important, you know, for people to know. And we got to kind of put the right perceptions out there, because a lot of the perceptions that have been created have been false perceptions. You know, when you really think about it.
Definitely right. Absolutely.
And that's probably one of the reasons why I'm always saying be your own kind of beautiful and be it unapologetic.
My slogan is love who love you back. And on that note, we gotta go to another break. It is what it is, radio. Don't go nowhere. Please like and share the show also.
Oh, we got to
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
I thought you was gonna have my money today.
Man, it is what it is.
Then last week you told me your wife was cooking.
Man, it is what it is.
Then again, I don't think I want your wife cooking because you don't like it.
Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio. It is what it is. 9/11.
Are they ready to? I know they're not ready to accept it, but yeah, exactly. That's my whole thing. Like, how many of them are really ready to think about it like that?
None.
You know, like
I think the problem is
like
I don't even know how we got here, but it's inbred. You're not born to hate people. You're not born to distinguish between black and white and Asian and Hispanic. That's something that you're taught. You're taught. Point blank, period.
Straight up.
My daughter came home and told me that her white teacher was black. Maybe it's because it's how she treated us. She don't see any color. But when it comes to all her friends, all her friends are mixed. All of her friends have a white parent, black, African, Hispanic, other parent.
So
children don't see color. You breed your children. Not breed. Right. You raise your children to see that.
Yeah, most definitely.
They don't see racism.
Well, I guess
I met a little girl who had a black doll, and she said because the black dolls are prettier than the white dolls. But then I've taken a black doll and a white doll and put it in front of two kids, and it's a study that they've done before. You put it in front of two kids, and you put it in front of a kid, and you ask them which one is the nice one.
Man, it is what it is. Man, it is what it is. Well, it is what it is.
This Fly T Miles, also known as Tyree Miles, and Mr. Miles the writer.
Hip Hop K. Check us out every Friday on Be Exposed Radio at 9/11.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
Brought everything full circle and connected it about women basically being the foundation of a lot of things that we see going on. And for me, I'm an advocate of positive body image. So that was funny you spoke about the thighs, the butt, the breasts, the lips, all the things that other people are paying to have enhanced.
Oh yeah.
That now I see a lot of African American women trying to change even down. What is it? The Love and Hip Hop show. The rapper, the African rapper. She bleached her skin. And I just want us as women to love ourselves, one, in the image that God created us, and the full essence of us. It took me a very long time to be who I am. I was like so confused with what I liked to the point where I was eating my eggs the wrong way. I was just trying to fit into whatever world I needed to fit in, that whole sense of belonging and being accepted. But I swear when I turned 40, I remember I woke up in my bed, I looked at the ceiling, and I was like, the world is not ready for you. And I have not looked back. And I think I had, I shared on another show where I'm a plus size fitness instructor.
Yeah.
And model, you know, and I had someone that had the goal to inbox me and say, oh, you know, you're a fitness instructor. Should you be showing your stretch marks? And absolutely, life took residency there for 9 months.
Right.
9 months, 2 weeks, and some hours.
Right.
And more importantly, just the struggle to find me. I did a whole blog. It's called "She Had to Lose Herself to Find Herself." You know, and I'm always encouraging women: do not walk in the shadows of other people.
No, not at all.
Not even a relationship. And oftentimes, you know, hurt people tend to hurt people, and when you're hurt and you're lost, some attention, some love is better than nothing at all. And I just want us as women of color to love on ourselves and love on one another. I get crazy looks if I'm out and I'm like, "Hey, beautiful, how are you?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Yes, you."
And not only that, with me, I went through the whole growing up bullying thing. So it's like what everybody's trying to get now with the implants and the butt lifts and stuff. I actually got teased about it in middle school. I was called a sideshow freak, and I was called, "Oh, you look like that that truck with the back with the two things that sit on the side, like a dolly or something like that." Like, I used to get tormented, and it's crazy because people think that attention is good, and it's not. Imagine having 3 kids. Imagine one in a stroller and 2 of them walking, and you walk into the park and you got on regular clothes and you getting all kinds of nasty comments and in front of your sons. Like, so be careful for what you wish for, because that shit is not always what it's cracked up to be. It's not. It definitely isn't. The attention can become so much and so negative that sometimes you wish that you didn't even have it at all. It's definitely not cracked up to what it is. It's like you're already being judged before you even open your mouth.
Yeah.
You're already being judged before you open your mouth. They don't care nothing about what you talking about. You got ass and hips. You got them childbearing hips. How they used to recognize women back in the day, or who was ready to birth. They recognized them by their hips. So it's like all that is definitely is not when you're born with it and have had it all your life and seen the good of it. You can get over in some situations. Don't get me wrong. Some situations you can use what you got to get what you want. But for the most part, like being a mother, having sons, all that type of it's not always what. It's like people crave for this facade of this image that it's going to make them better, but when it's their soul that needs to be better. It's not nothing to do with their outer appearance at all.
And it's unfortunate that, again, I applaud you for breaking that down for the viewers. And I'm just hoping that more women and more men are taking heed to what he said in regards to women of color being the foundation and the trendsetters for a lot of things that we see actually going on. And hopefully men will stop objectifying women for that, as well as women will stop objectifying themselves. Now, what do I mean by that? We have women that feel like they have to dress a certain way. For me, being an advocate for the plus size community, oftentimes they expect plus size models to shuck and drive on the runway. They want us to show a lot of extra skin, or how dare this plus size woman wear this particular garment, but nobody says anything when a Victoria's Secret model wears bra and panties or bathing
G-string.
Thongs. But I understand that's the overall compartmentalizing within society, setting stigmas or rules for what's acceptable, what's beautiful, and what's not. So we as women, no matter what size you are, especially and particularly women of color, have to take back our power and be comfortable in your own body. Because one thing about me, I don't need the validation to this day. To God be the glory, I no longer need validation. I know when I walk, I'm walking in my purpose. And even if a guy says something that's unpleasing to my ears, I just give a smile, because you can change a person's whole approach to you just by not feeding negative energy like a fire with more bad negative energy. You just give a smile and say, have a blessed day, have a good day, and just go on about your business. Because sometimes people don't know better, because if they did, when we know better, the assumption or hope is that we would do better.
2 times a pie.
Yeah. I read the Book of Moors, right, which was a really deep book, and I'll just kind of refer to something that I read that stood out. They said there's 2 types of people. You have kings and you have slaves, and they reference them by being what they call inward thinkers and outward thinkers. An inward thinker, but I'll start with an outward thinker. An outward thinker is an individual that does need self-validation, that everything outside of them determines their own self-worth. And I think that is what the majority of society is. Outward thinkers, social media, branding, anything out, materialism. Those are the people that seek materialisms and things outside of themselves for self-worth. An inward thinker is someone that knows their worth, knows their value, and understands that the power truly comes within.
That's right.
And that's really something that that's a deep concept, because when you really think about it, there are a lot of people that follow trends. You have a lot of people that pretty much do status quo, do what everybody else does. So, for an example, just bringing up the whole Popeyes thing. So now, people don't realize that you have people that go to college and go to school for social engineering to understand how to manipulate social media, so they can get likes, so they can build a brand on social media. So who's to say that you had an individual that put together this whole concept of the Popeyes chicken sandwich and got everybody talking about it, and what happens is you got people posting it, which is branding. You got people putting it on their timeline. You got celebrities
advertising it when they eating it.
But meanwhile, you got Popeyes laughing their way to the bank.
Absolutely.
Because of a sandwich and because of a craze that they started. So now, it's all about psychology and understanding how people think. If you understand that the majority, or 70 to 80% of the population, is going to follow a trend, then all you have to do is implement that trend, understand how to implement it, and people will follow suit. So I just wanted to make that point.
And that's a good point. I see that a lot sometimes with entertainers. If you ever notice, like, an entertainer will come out and be a certain type of way, but once they reach a level of their stardom or a level of getting money, they change to who they really are. Like, for example, Andre 3000. When he first came out, he was doing the same way, the big t-shirts and stuff like that, and he just was going with the flow. But once he got that up to that level, then you see the real him. Then you see the hey ya and all that. Yeah, that's really him. The real him. But he didn't feel like he could express that until he reached a certain level. So I see that a lot with the entertainers or whatever. They do that a lot. Like, you like, why is they acting crazy? No, they're not acting crazy. This was really who they are. They just got the money now to do what they want to do.
You feel comfortable now. You're right.
It takes a unique individual to actually stand individually in his or her own purpose. And I will again be transparent and say that it is so uncomfortable when you are almost like that elephant in the room, and you're like, okay, I know no one agrees with me, but on my grandmother's deathbed, she was like, always stand for the right thing, because I will be watching. And no matter how uncomfortable certain situations with me, if it goes against my morals and my belief system, I won't even do it. And I talked about it on the last show. This movie, The Heist, with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino, there's a very influential scene in it for me where the two of them are sitting at the table and he wants to take them down, and Al Pacino says to him, I'll take you down if I have to. He brings up the woman that Robert De Niro is in love with. Robert De Niro sips his brandy and he says to Al Pacino, I learned as a young boy, never get attached to something that you can't leave in 30 seconds. I'm not prepared to walk away from in 30 seconds. I love that part of the movie because we get very clingy to things, whether it be a relationship. I watch women get in relationships with men because he has the nice car, he dressed nice, he's good eye candy, he has money, he does this stuff for her, but he doesn't feed her internal soul emotionally or spiritually. So she's unhappy, but she won't leave because she can't leave those material things. She has allowed herself to become imprisoned by that. For me, I am prepared and I've done it. I have walked away. I will say to myself, you must need the money more than I do. If it disturbs my peace, if it is in conflict of who I am, what my own personal branding is, I still walk away from it. And we don't realize that when we hold on to things that really God is really trying to remove from us because he like it served this purpose or it was never supposed to be there anyway, that's when you have all this conflict, this chaos, this confusion, this discomfort. You're tossing and turning at nighttime. I sleep like a baby when I speak on issues, and I be like, I'm done with it. I dissolve relationships. I'm big on communication. I will communicate with you about it, but we as people have to learn to stop becoming so comfortable,
especially with not just relationships, with friendships too.
Any relationship, even love, family, but even sometimes family will bring you a loss of sleep and discomfort, so you have to know when to actually just cut the umbilical cord and be like, enough is enough. This lifeline is a toxic lifeline, and move forth. And that part of the movie, I love it. I talk about I talk about it a lot, and I wish more people were like that and understood that your destiny is not tied to the object or the person.
Right.
Exactly.
You have to believe in you because God had already said this is yours. He just needs you to do your part. And that's why it is so easy for me to just cut ties and be like, I'm going.
So your cutoff game is serious.
It is, and I've been accused of being nonchalant and not caring. Let me tell you, I'm a Leo, and we're very emotional.
I'm a Leo too.
I have been in a fetal position and cried like a baby for ending a relationship. But I cry not for me. I cry for them because I'm like, do you freaking know how amazing I am?
Right.
And that's not even being conceited because again, when I love her. Do you even know how amazing I am? Do you know the blessing that God has in me that he presented to you and you chose to look the other way? So that's what my tears are for, and of course, because I'm going to miss the relationship. But then after I cry, I'm like, I'm good.
It's over.
I'm good. And they're like, you never cared. No, I just love me more now.
Yes.
Right.
And
that's what it's
you
about.
gotta do.
I'm the priority. Because if I'm not together, then anything that I'm trying to do is
it's
not
going to fall
gonna
apart.
get done.
Yeah, it's going to fall apart.
First, love yourself.
You have to.
Wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly.
Even the part that you try to hide from your own self.
Right.
You have to accept that nasty little part too.
It's all about self-confidence, people. You gotta love yourself in order for you to be able to love other people. So.
And that's what I say all the time. I'm a big thing like, love is good, yeah, but I know what it can do. I know what it's capable of. Give me the respect.
Right.
Because I just feel like when people respect you, it's certain things that they're not going to do.
Right.
A person that loves you, whether it's mother, father, child, whatever, they love you, but then they still will hurt you. A person that respects you is just going to be like, okay, I got too much respect for her. I'm not even doing that. Like, no, I'm not even going to do that to her because I respect her that much. So I'm give me the respect, and then the love, I guess, will come along with it.
We will be right back. Don't go nowhere. Please like and share the show. We'll be right back. It is what it is, radio. Nice contest so far. You know how it's Chad.
Oh, it's Chad.
Chad is from Texas.
I be up in the way. I be up in the way. I be up in the way. just a one for me. Ever since then, we been vibing on some chemistry. It's just a matter of time. I know she feeling my vibe. I got the keys to the ride. She put her hands on my thigh. She got that look in her eye. SL what I'm riding. Royalty, call me highness. All day and overnighted. Cause it's crunch time when I'm grinding. This Adderall got me nauseous. Proceed with caution. Tired of lane, I'm exhausted. Poppin' Zanny Zan, sipping out the faucet. I'm confused, don't know what I'm doing. Wait, what I'm doing? Got me going where the I'm going. Out of space where I'm going. Wait, where I'm going? Wait, where I'm going? Out of space where I'm going. Out of space where I'm going. I'll be up in the way. 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 Running on my face. Gucci guilty on my face. I'll be up in the way. I'll be up in the way. I'll be up in the way.
Driving has a rhythm all its own. Don't wreck it with a text. Before you get behind the wheel, silence your phone. Or better yet, designate a texter. For more text-free driving tips, visit stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by...
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We not giving these people, whoever this wine is, we not giving y'all no light. We don't know who you are. We will not show you on this camera. How about that? I'm sorry, y'all. Go ahead. My bad.
No, we good.
So we were just having a conversation. So let me piggyback on a comment that I made earlier in regards to the MVP of cutting people off. By cutting people off, meaning I can still and do still associate with them because I'm a teacher by nature. And I feel like it's my vocation to still sow into someone because maybe they will or maybe they won't get it, but I'm still charged with that responsibility to do so. However, by cutoff, they can no longer be in my immediate circle. Whereas though there's a stronger exchange of energy because I'm really big on energy. I'm responsible for the energy I give off, and I'm responsible for the energy I allow in my space. And I believe that negative and or good energy can lock onto you. It's like a game of tug of war for me. Either they're going to pull me in their realm or I'm going to pull them in my realm. I choose not to play tug of war. I let go so that I can stay in my realm. So no, I don't believe in washing my hands of people because that's, to me, that's counterproductive behavior, and it's almost heartless to some extent if you really, in essence, think about it. So.
I disagree. I'm cutting. Look, my cutoff game is. Look.
But think about your applications, though.
I mean,
you want to know?
Yeah, I mean, I think about it. You know, I'm not big at cutting people off, from my perspective, and if I can elaborate and explain it, because everybody, in my opinion, has potential.
Absolutely.
You have people that just sometimes need somebody to believe in them. Now, if they ain't shit just all around, then, like people will show their hand. They'll show you the signs, and if it's necessary, if a person is toxic, then you do have to cut them off. But what I will say to you is that, not everybody that you meet is going to be equally yoked with you. So, and what can sometimes happen is, if you have two people that aren't on the same level, you can have one person that elevates another, or you can have somebody that brings a person down. But I feel like if you're a leader, if you're a strong person, ain't nobody bringing you down. So anybody around me, I'm bringing them up,
uplifting them. Right.
And that's.
But there's an African proverb that says, when the student is ready to learn, the teacher will appear. So going back to my statement of where I will cut them off for as being my immediate circle, You can't force someone to learn. Everyone, beyond a doubt, yes, has potential. However, the time and energy, I'm going to go back to my energy, the time and energy that you focus, that I would focus on trying to build one person up when I have 100 other, I'm going to wish that person well, still make them feel welcome, because it's like going to the barbershop. You sit in the chair enough, long enough, eventually you're going to get a haircut. That's my hope and my prayer, that eventually if they're around me enough, something's going to jump off on and lock on to them, and they just going to stay locked in.
Yeah.
And we'll all be on the same playing field. However, until that right time hits, because it's all about their time, not my time. But I cannot, and I don't believe people should allow themselves to be drained, because that's a misuse of energy that can be going to others and other things. And I have been so guilty of that to the point it has landed me in a hospital. I have allowed myself to become so drained by worrying about a friend, loving them more than that at that particular time they love themselves. So for me, I became guarded of my energy.
We have Dr. White on the phone. Dr. White, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clear, good bro.
Okay, how you doing today, sir?
Man, I'm amazing, man. How you?
I'm great.
Yeah, loving the topics, man. Now, I have to apologize because on my end, my audio was in and out. So the last part I heard that I wanted to call in and chime about, the sister was talking about, she was talking about respect, and the other sister was talking about love. But I don't know if you guys have moved on to something different, or I don't know what the overall topic is, so I don't want to...
Speak on it, good brother.
Speak on it?
Speak on it.
Well, see, what I find is that we grow up with a false perception of what love really is. And what happens is, only thing we know is that the people who reared us and brought us up has told us, I love you, and they showed us certain behaviors associated with those words. So when we grew up, we thought that that's what love was. So I shared a story a couple weeks ago on another show when I was interviewed, and I'll be real brief because I know you got to go. My pops, my stepdad who raised me, was one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. He worked 6 days a week in the post office, and then he and my mom owned one of the first black art galleries in the Baltimore area. He would leave from the shop, from the post office and go right to the shop 6 days a week. So he was gone 6 in the morning till 11 at night. So for me, when he says, I love you, I associated love with being a great provider. So what happened is, when I got my relationship, that failed, let me say that, I didn't know why. Because for me, look, I'm showing you that I love you. I'm taking care of the family, right? I'm making sure you can run your business. I'm running mine. We tackling these debts, getting these debts knocked out. But I lost my wife because work became a priority. So what my dad, my same stepdad told me, and I'll say this so much ago, my same stepdad told me later, because I never really saw the interaction that much because I was a little older, and when I was young I didn't understand the love connection that him and my mom had. So when I got a little older, all I saw was his work ethic. I never really saw the quality time they spent together. So this is what he told me, and as an adult, I promise y'all, all of my adult teeth almost came out my mouth when he said this. He said, man, you can be a great father, which you are. You can even be a great provider, which you do well. But you can be both of those things and a horrible husband. at the same time.
At the same time. Wow.
Yeah, let me address him.
You're good.
So the short part is, I didn't come to really know what love is until I came to know God, because God is love.
Right.
And there is no definition outside of that. So once we come to understand the character of God through His Word, then we understand what love is, and then we'll start to demonstrate them things and put it into practice.
Right.
So I just wanted to tell that.
Okay, wait a minute. I got David Charles here. He wants to say something to you.
Well, we only got like a minute left.
I'm gonna stretch it.
Yeah, peace. First thing, thanks for calling in.
Here you go.
So I don't know if you're familiar. I don't know if you're familiar with a book called The 5 Love Languages. Have you ever heard of it?
Yes, sir.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is, you said that you were a provider because that's what you saw. That was the culture that you had established within your home. So when you really think about it, I read a book that's called The 5 Love Languages, which speaks about 5 different ways of love. So I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I will say one is acts of service, which is what you were doing. You were providing. You have physical touch. You have words of affirmation, which is an individual that likes to compliment a person. And gifts. Gifts is a love language. And what I've learned to understand is that, based on the culture that you live in, it will determine which way that you love or you show or you express love, right? So if you and a person are together and you came up in 2 different love cultures, it's like speaking 2 different languages, completely different.
Yeah.
So if you're a person that enjoys physical touch and somebody putting their hands on you and stroking you or whatever, but your partner enjoys gifts, you could touch them all day, but they want gifts.
Right.
You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So that's something that we can continue the conversation after the break. But we definitely got to go to break right now. But what you said was a great point, man. So I'm gonna get us back to Tyree.
Hey, Dr. White, we're gonna go to a break and we're gonna contact you right back, okay?
You did? That was a good read.
All right.
That's all I do.
We'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. It is what it is radio.
Join the Just a Bit Outside crew every Monday, 8 to 10 p.m. on BeExposedRadio.com.
You want to start off?
I think I'll get it out of the way on a who's not.
Okay, do it.
The Orioles.
Right.
They got swept by the Royals. They lost 4 in a row, and the last 5 games have all been decided by 1 run.
Mm-hmm.
The game before, or the last game that they lost before the Royals was the Nationals, and it was Weeders, of course, won with a home run.
Hit the home run.
Right.
They were going into that National series. It seemed like they were doing so well, and they just crapped out. They got that game postponed, so who knows when they're going to replay that or play that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first not for the night.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and weigh in on my who's not, and I'm going to talk about the San Diego Padres.
The Padres. That's okay. You just took my answer.
They're in last place in the NL West. They've lost 8 of their last 10. Their run differential is a negative 65, which is just horrible. So when you have let me just talk about run differential a little bit. It's kind of like the
how much you're winning or losing your games by, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. It's like the margin of victory, kind of.
Right.
So when you're in a negative number, that means that you're.
Then your average game you're losing
by a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, a number like negative 65, this early in the season is pretty rough.
That's horrible.
Then the pitching numbers pretty much support this stat right here. I mean, the team ERA is 4.70, which is 26th in the league.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
And we're live. We got Dr. White on the phone. Dr. Nicole. Meet Dr. White.
Hi, Dr. White. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So again, thank you for calling in, and I love the points that you made, as well as how David just seemed to be knocking out the ballpark tonight with tying everything together.
Thank you.
For myself, I am a combination language of love person, but like I was saying off the air, if you know you're acing it in the provider category, but you're not doing so well in the displays of physical touch, affection, giving hugs, letting me know, stroking my head that everything is going to be okay, then that's a problem for me. That is an amazing book. I would tell anybody that's pursuing a relationship, if you think it's headed down the field of being serious, something of substance, then definitely give the book to your mate and you read a copy, because when you think about the separation of communication between men and women, that is the biggest complaint we as women have. And I'm a Leo, so everything is emotional for me. All of my moves are emotionally driven, whether it's just the passion or the love factor, they're emotionally driven. And for someone that does not understand that, that can definitely brew up a lot of problems within a relationship, even a friendship, even on a job. It's just a total different language that people speak, and especially when you think about the impact that one's environment have on them. If that's not something you have been exposed to, you didn't see your dad or your mom's boyfriend opening a door, treating her like a lady, making sure the snow was off her car, making sure she got to her job okay, then why would we even think that that's something that a man would do? Again, it goes back to something I said earlier on in the show. We have these expectations that lead to disappointment. We should never assume someone has the tools or the understanding to fulfill a particular position and or desire.
Okay. Absolutely. That's what's up.
Okay.
Miss LoveGod Dick.
Like,
Me, Dr. White.
Hello, Dr. White. How are you? I'm doing excellent. That's great.
Hey, Dr. White. We gonna call them Ty's Angels, okay?
Oh gosh.
No, but did you have a question for Dr. White?
No. I definitely feel him. I
Yeah.
was with someone, dealing with them on and off over 20 years, and they were raised in a 2-parent home. But their father only instilled in them the provider. As long you gotta provide. So he sucked as being a man, but he was great as a provider. And then on the flip side, it was almost like, well, I can kind of basically move how I want because I can provide. And that's how he was that's how he actually was raised, not to be affectionate, not to none of that. Just as long as you can make sure you better be able to pay the bills, that's it. That's it. So I definitely understand that, like on the woman's side of it, like, well, why is this or why is that? But I pay the rent. But if you need this, or you're always there. But it's just like what's missing? Like, why do you lack that as just regular men stuff he didn't even know how to do. Like, I'm lighting the pilot light on the stove and but I could pay somebody to come do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like certain things. Like I definitely get that.
Yeah.
I feel like that really when you think about understanding your mate, right? When you develop a certain level of relationship with an individual, you begin to understand who they are. Now, when you think about the 5 love languages, they say people have a primary love language and a secondary love language, right? Which are 2 love languages that are generally what a person most desires out of the other 3.
Right.
So, if you understand your mate, and maybe they may not be good at your love language, and I think that's where having a level of understanding for your mate comes in at, because you can sometimes say, you know what, this nigga, he probably ain't good at X, Y, and Z, but that is his strength.
Right.
And he gonna take care of that.
But in the same aspect, that type of situation had me feeling like, okay, I understand him, I get him, and I feel good about the situation because he's doing this for me, not realizing that's what he does for anybody that he's with, because that's his position.
That's his culture.
Right. Right. So I'm not special, because if he was with the next one, he would be doing the same thing. So whereas though I'm taking him providing as me being that one, actually was not that. It was just that's the position that he's used to playing in any role.
But that's to say, if you grew up in a specific culture, right? So he may be a good provider, and I'm sure you have strengths in your relationship. So that's to say, okay, if you was to be with another guy, you're going to perform the thing that you're good at as well. So it's no different.
Right.
If you understand what I'm saying. So it's really no different. I don't know what your strengths are, you know, in reference to like when you're in a relationship. So whatever, like a person that is good at cooking, for an example, that's like saying, okay, if you cook for your ex-boyfriend or the boyfriends that you dealt with in the past, you know what I'm saying? But then you dealing with them and they cook for you. That's kind of like saying, well, you cook for everybody else, so
but
you discredit that.
I disagree because come from what I can only speak from what I went through.
Right.
Coming from a situation where I never really had any actual support, and him, that to me, it was more than just that. It was like, this man always has my back. Like, he's always that supporter. Like, whatever happens, whoever, like that, he's that one. So it's a little bit more, that's where I got mixed up at, because where I'm looking at him in this great light, like, he's that one that always has my back, always has had it, and always been in a position to be able to have my back. That's not really what it was. Like, that's just him. So that's why I took it more personal, because I'm thinking out of everybody in the world, this one was the one, and he shows me because he never lets me down.
So I got a question for you. So you
Go ahead, Dr. White. Yeah.
So I think I'm not talking about one person in particular. I'm just saying as a culture, I think where we go wrong is that we look at people and not look at God, right? So you have your vertical relationship between you and God, and then you have your horizontal relationship between you and your brother or sister, right? But what holds that together is your vertical relationship. So what happens is, in these relationships that we're in with our brothers or sisters, what it really does is expose our flaws in our vertical relationship. So what happens is, we look to other people and we say, he or she can help me fix this. And we found ourselves on a treadmill. But instead of looking at God and saying, God, you can help me fix this, it's a powerful thing when you have two people focused on God at the same time in a relationship. Because only he can fix it. And only he can give us, look, check this out, only he can define love. So what happens is, you'll run out of patience with somebody, right? Because you're not focusing on your vertical relationship, because God never runs out of patience with us.
Right.
So when we run out of patience with people, we raise our standards above a holy God. Can you picture that? So let's talk about compassion for a minute. The brother mentioned understanding. I think that's key. So what happens is, in these relationships, you have to be willing to love God enough to know about that person's background as to why they do what they do, why they say what they say. And then you can begin to build, because, okay, now I know why she responded like that. Now I know why he said it, or she said it like that. Because that's a part of their upbringing. I want to love God enough to be able to do their homework and be able to understand you. And then when I understand it a little better, I got to be willing to love you through it. And that's God's love. He is so compassionate with us. He is so patient with us. And guess what? He is so forgiving. Remember we talked about this before, Tyree?
Yeah, I remember.
We come up in a culture where we say, I'll forgive you, but I won't forget.
Right.
That's not God's love. God don't love like that. He says, your sins I will remember no more.
Mm-hmm.
Can we as people, right,
Mm-hmm.
really understand love until we understand God? Because once we understand God and we understand His love and His character, then we can extend it to our horizontal brothers and sisters.
Right.
But if we keep looking at people, it's never going to work out.
Right. Right.
Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense, sir. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Not at all, but I ain't
Dr. White, I definitely thank you for calling us up and giving us this knowledge, man. I always, I appreciate you.
Man, my pleasure, man. It go both ways, man.
Yes, sir.
I'll holler back at you.
All right. I'll give you a call. All right. That was deep. That was deep. Okay, we back. I'm sorry, Dr. White took over for a minute. Dr. White took over. He had me.
I looked at her face.
Because, I mean,
That's
a whole different.
Says everything.
Yeah, thank you. Like, my spill on that is a whole different type of spill, and that's a whole different another show.
Another show? I mean,
That's a whole different another show.
we call it is what it is. You want to speak on it?
No.
Shout out to Dwayne Cherry. He just
I
tuned
can go in on that, but I'll leave that alone.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I think I'm a.
You want to hold on to that?
I'm gonna leave that
People ain't ready. People ain't ready.
That religion God thing on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone on the side. Just for a second. Just for a second.
I'm gonna take a sip of this.
But no, I really do think that people. It's hard to try to figure out. People's own interpretation of love is different. Like no two persons. Like I can ask somebody right now, what is love to you? And then ask them, and it's going to be something totally different each time. Like everybody interpret it different.
So that's why it's so important that before people establish these unions, that they be comfortable enough with themselves and one another to have open dialogue. Because through that open dialogue, you find either you're evenly yoked or is workable to become evenly yoked, or you're not. And I see oftentimes people, they know they go into it and they know they're not evenly yoked. But they like, oh, she got a big butt, oh, she good eye candy.
The lust factor.
Or not only that, but comfortability and history. A person will stay with you because they're comfortable and that y'all have history and will not be happy at all.
There has to be a conversation. I will never forget. There was this guy that I was totally digging, and he told me every step of the way that he did not want to be in a relationship. But in my mind, I processed that totally different. I was like, oh, we're doing this together. Oh, we're doing this together. Oh, he liked me. No, if someone, listen, Dr. Maya Angelou says it best. If someone shows you who they are, you should believe them.
Exactamundo.
If you have someone that is being transparent and saying to you straight up, no cut cards, what it is he or she wants, believe
Take
them.
It for that.
Now, whether or not they teeter later down the line, you don't have anything to do with that.
Right.
All you have is what they present to you from themselves, and you should base your response off of that.
And I think women, what we do a lot of times is we'll know that, we'll get the message, but because the actions are relationship actions, you kind of tend to think, you said you didn't want a girlfriend, but you over here, I'm cooking for you. I done went to a PTA meeting with you and your daughter. I'm doing her hair. I done met your mother at the cookout. We done went to church together. Like, we're doing things that people in relationships do.
So by whose definition? I feel you because I've been guilty of that. But by whose definition?
Right, because I mean, honestly, you're just having fun with a person. Like, you're getting to know them, you're having fun, you're doing things with them does not justify, okay, this is a relationship, but most women will see that as it being a relationship. And then we having sex and stuff on top of that. Oh, we in a whole relationship.
So is the title that important?
In a whole relationship.
To me, it depends. On paper, yes, because the title is important on paper. If something happened to you and I'm the person to make the decisions on whether to pull the plug or not, yes, the title matters absolutely. But it just depends on the situation. It really does. It depends on the situation.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. With me, I don't. Well, let me say this. At one point in time, I didn't really care about the title, but it's because I was like, look, if we doing this, we going out, we doing this. You don't know what I'm dealing with. It's like we in a couple. We a couple, but I'm not really tripping on the title. But as time went on, again with the validation piece, some women want that. You know, they want to know that the man that they're dealing with is only dealing with them. So,
but the title don't mean nothing in that instance, because you can have the title and the man still be yeah. So that's for their own
shaky.
Yeah, their own.
But I'm understanding now, like for some women that do, you know, feel as though the title was important. I understand. At one point in time, I was like, nah, I ain't trying to hear it. If we doing couple stuff, we doing couple stuff. We don't need a title.
So why was you scared of the title?
I really don't know.
Because I feel like the title is like
that solidifies it.
Basically.
It does. I mean, back then, like I said, I wasn't thinking about that. As time went on, I was like, okay, I can understand where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know. Okay. But my next relationship, I plan on it being my last, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, like I done went through so much. Oh, okay. We got to go to a break. Y'all see, I was about to get deep on y'all. I was about to start crying and all that. But we be right back. Don't go nowhere. Oh, man. Yeah, man.
Long live Pop. Y'all can go ahead and cry now. I'ma show these niggas what to do with one of your beats, man. I am Gas, by the way. Strong woman story should have been on CNN. Nobody knows what it's like being Gwen. Windows closed in the house, it ain't no CNN. Can't gain weight for years, she been being thin. Single mother, no help from the system. When they was giving out food stamps, she missed them. Birth certificate, baby daddy, she couldn't list them. But her son was so beautiful when she kissed him. Blame it on love, but nigga she could've died with. Destroyed the whole world and found out she was a side chick. The nigga loved his wife and it got hard to hide it. So when Gwen confronted him, he ain't even denied it. Her fault, depends on who you asking. She tried to be a stripper, but the tip out was taxing. Buying all the purses, trying to keep up with the fashion. And her mama hated baby sitting with a passion. She deserved better circumstances. A black queen, she should've been blessed with certain chances. Look down upon, getting all the hurting glances. Making men change up all the twerking stances.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
You are listening to BeExposedRadio.com.
We live? We're back. We're back. We're back. I'm sorry. My bad. Hey y'all. I thank y'all for tuning in, but I'm gonna pass the mic. David Charles. We've had great conversation. Did I complete everything that you wanted to know?
No, but we gonna have a whole nother. You did.
We'll do it next week.
Around the whole.
Next week. No, I wasn't asked anything.
What you?
I wasn't.
So while they're having a debate, we're gonna let David tell y'all what he has going on.
Yes, David.
Oh yeah, well I got a new interview series, and the interesting thing is I don't even have a name for the interview series. Right. Like I said, Hilarious Omar came over, gave me the idea. I did an interview with Hilarious Omar, and when I published it, I got a lot of great people that reached out to me and wanted to be a part of it. And I said I was going to do one a month.
Oh.
But I ended up doing 7 in a month.
Okay.
7 in episodes in 1 month. So I got some great people.
Yes.
And again, you know, Baltimore has somewhat had an identity crisis for years. You know, we always get a bad rap. When you think about how society views Baltimore City, even one of the greatest shows of all time, in my opinion, which was The Wire, was scrutinized for being violent, and people now associate The Wire and the Baltimore with just being negative. But make a long story short, to counter that, I went out and I wanted to create a platform to give local artists, business owners, entertainers, comedians, you name it, the opportunity to tell a story raw. You know, and that was what the show was all about. And like I said,
call it raw.
Yeah.
Baltimore raw.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I got some great people. Like I said, I got Richard Burton. I got Larry Poncho Brown. I just recently had the brother Walter Maxwell Jones, who hosted Warm Wednesdays. And he's a deep dude. We had a lot of dialect, and it's intimate. It's an intimate show. It's, you know, I invite everybody to my home. They come to my crib, sit on the couch, and we just chop it up. So, you know, that's a part of my legacy as an artist, as an entrepreneur in the city of Baltimore, is to create a platform for artists to tell their stories, to talk about whatever they want to talk about, and let it be raw. And like I said, it's raw. We have real conversations. It's edited. It's professionally created to where people can look at it and see that it's been edited and it looks, you know, it has a certain vibe to it. And I just want to keep building and expanding on it. And then I'm about to put my director's hat on and start directing the series True Be More Stories, which I talked about earlier in the show, which is a series that's going to pretty much show real reenacted situations that happen in the Baltimore City, whether it's murder, whether it's politics, you name it. Anything that we could touch. So, you know, I am looking for actors. I'm looking for people that can act. So I will be eventually. We're gonna start the first one in September. Within the next 2 weeks.
You got actors right here, all up in this, all up in this piece.
Yeah. So I got some dope stories, real live stories.
Yeah.
You know, chilling stories that we're gonna recreate, and hopefully, and I'll have my first episode dropping it. You know, late September, early October. And I'm going to try to do that once a month. Of course, I do events. I got another Sip and Paint coming up. Sip and Paint. I did a speed dating event not long ago. That went pretty well. So just building the David Charles ENT brand has been my priority, and try to empower other people within the city. So that's been, like I said, that's been my game. That's been what I've been pushing for within the last few months.
So how can the people reach you?
Well, they can reach me social media, of course. David Charles. I definitely want people to subscribe to my YouTube page. Okay. So if you know, my YouTube page is David Charles ENT, DAVID, last name Charles CHARLES, ENT. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, entertainer, it does not matter, and you have a story, you want to talk to people, this is a platform for you.
Right.
Just like it is what it is.
Yes, sir.
This is a platform for you. It's an intimate sit-down interview where we talk about whatever you want to talk about.
And he served wine.
Yep. I think you had wine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody had wine. We had mudslides.
All right, we had wine. I had wine. Shouts out to you. Ma'am, you weren't invited because it was an interview about Tyree Miles only. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and y'all got to check out Tyree interview,
y'all need to check out my interview.
Okay, we
do that. When y'all go in tonight, check out my interview.
Check out my
Now, I will get Ty's Angels on. Let me know when we can come as Ty's Angels.
Y'all want to come all together?
We'll come together. I got to accompany my ladies.
I never did that. But
that's something different.
We can do a three-way interview.
Yes. We're breaking it. Three-way.
Three-way. Party at my house. Party at my house.
Party at Dave's house soon.
Yeah. But yeah,
you will be at the next one, man. Okay.
Yeah, but and doing these last few interviews, I knew that I felt like what I was doing was special.
Right.
Because when you have somebody like a Larry Poncho Brown who was pretty much 40 years of creative excellence, he's sustained a business for 40 years without working for anybody. You know, and he lives in the city. He created his brand in the city. He built his brand up. He had, like I said, a horrific fire that wiped out his whole shit. And when you have a dude that come and sit on your couch and he pretty much pours out his story and lets you know how he went through depression, he went through suicide, contemplating suicide. You know, it was like, yeah, I'm doing something special.
Right.
Because people are truly coming, they're comfortable, you know, the environment. They came in my crib and they kind of gave me everything raw. And I got a lot of, you know, I got Faraji Muhammad coming up next week, who's been an activist in the city of Baltimore since, you know, I've known Faraji for over 20 years. I got him next week. I got Scola coming up. So those are the two, and then I got a couple more joints coming up, but I ain't gonna put their name out there until we actually book the date. But that's one project that I've been really excited about because it's new to me and it's something that I see growing, and I'm just urging people subscribe to the YouTube channel and see some interviews, and like I said, let it be your platform. If you need to talk about something, hit my email up, hit me up on my DM, whatever the case may be. And I offer a variety of other services: DJ, photography, video production. You know, and I love everything equally. You know, visual artists. So these are the things that I've been doing in this city for 40 years. Yep.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. We
Absolutely.
We definitely thank you for coming. You know, mi casa, well, our casa is your casa.
Yeah.
So always feel free to come through.
Yeah. So you know, I'm excited about what's going to happen. So, you know, we got to do a part 2 too, Tyree. I felt like I took it easy on you the first go round.
Yeah, man. Everybody want me on a hot seat.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
That's not a problem. That's where I belong.
Yeah, you do well on the hot seat. That's why.
You got some. What you want to ask me?
No, that's all.
We got 5-6 minutes.
No, it's gonna be a whole show.
Damn.
You won't even.
You doing the whole show?
Yes.
I mean, that's cool. I'm ready for it.
Yes, she and I are gonna take.
Oh yeah.
So what y'all need? Y'all need to meet and get y'all questions together.
No, we good.
I'm asking.
You always trying to throw shade at us.
I don't never throw shade at the Angels. Never. Come on, y'all. Y'all, we represent each other well. So no, I wouldn't do that.
We do.
You know. But I mean, I'm not afraid of it. Now before.
You're an interesting guy. I just want
Thank you.
the rest of the world that don't already know you to know how amazing you are. You
Thank
already know. I feel you're amazing. I have
Thank
nothing but love for you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
I feel like I've known you for years, and I'm actually just really recently meeting this guy here on another show, and he came out that same weekend to support me at an event I was hosting, and he has been supportive ever since. So it's all love.
I'm big on support.
Yeah.
I'm big on support and introducing people that I think are good for each other. Like with you, I knew that you used to model. I knew that you were a model. So I said, let me put y'all together
Then
and
next
let
thing you know, we was walking down.
y'all work. That's what I like. I like to do stuff like that.
And Tyree is as authentic as it gets.
Yeah.
I
mean,
appreciate
he's an authentic guy, and I mean, I've known Tyree for over 30 years.
Yeah.
You know,
And I can say the same thing about you. It's true.
Oh, I appreciate it. I
You know,
appreciate
you're
it.
always willing to help support with any of my charities that I do, anything helping the kids, whatever. Like this guy really, and it's genuine. It's no motives. I think
That's
I
what
told
it's
you
about.
before that I've had situations where guys like, okay, I was doing a charity and it's like, okay, whatever, and there was a motive behind it, but not him. And he called me one day like, look, I got some money towards whatever you're doing. All you gotta do is come get it. I'm like, I'm there. So, absolutely, I appreciate that always. I definitely do.
I think we live to serve. I just think that I think when you have an individual agenda, then you don't get anything accomplished. Like we was talking on the break. We're here to socialize. You know, that's why we're built the way that we are genetically. Is to communicate, to talk, and to love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Love rules. Love is the most powerful thing on the planet. You know, and I think that when you show love and you build relationships with people, you know, and I always try to encourage my close friends not only learn how to build relationships but sustain relationships. Can you love somebody and have love for somebody for not just, you know, a year, a few months, But just like the type of love that I have for Tyree, we've known each other for 30 years,
Years.
over 30 years. But I could probably say 35 years, probably.
At least.
So, you know, but to be able to sustain a relationship with someone, a healthy relationship, and understand that throughout that relationship, everything ain't always gonna be sweet.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just my mentality. Is if I'm in a position to give or to share knowledge or to, you know, build a person up, I will.
Right.
That's my nature. So,
yes, indeed.
you know, and I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. So, next week, I'll be ready. So make sure y'all go over y'all questions.
Here we go. That's the shade I was
All right.
Right. At the end.
Not shade. No, I'm just saying I'm gonna be ready for y'all to talk.
How you gonna get ready for something that you don't even know what it's about?
I just know it's gonna be spicy because y'all want me on the hot seat. So I'll give y'all the permission to ask me whatever y'all want. Whatever. And I'm not gonna duck the question. That's cool?
Don't duck the question.
I'm not. All right? I'm gonna answer any and everything.
Okay.
So y'all get ready. Y'all go home, meditate.
Get ready.
I'm ready. I'm always ready. So I'm gonna need y'all to conversate, you know, talk amongst yourselves.
We know we got this.
Y'all got it.
Sounds like I'm gonna be tuning in next week.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
We got it.
I might slide some in.
Whatever y'all want to know, it's not a problem. I'm like you said. I know I'm a great man.
It's gonna be
Mr. Right
it
Now.
is what it is.
Mr. Right Now. That's
Unleashed version.
Cool.
Right.
Unleashed. I like
Unleashed.
that. I like that. I'm ready though.
Okay.
Shout out to the MPG Titans. Y'all not doing nothing tomorrow. Come to Radicky Field. Game start at 9 a.m. Shout out to John Perry, Coach Robbie, Coach DJ, and everybody that's affiliated with the MPG staff also.
Shout out to
my
your son.
Shout out to Funk. Young Funk, hey! Shout out to my son Funk. If y'all know me, y'all know Funk. Well, if y'all know me, y'all know my Miles clan. That's all I'm saying. That's right. I love him to death. I'm about to listen. I got to spend some money tomorrow. Even though I'm on child support, I still try to do, you know? So I guess I got about 7 pair of sneakers to get tomorrow.
That's a whole other show.
Yeah, that's a whole other show. Really. I don't even want to have a show about child support. I fucking want to throw some shit. Seriously, as bad as they get. Yeah, now child support be in my tail. Bad.
Okay.
But I still, like I say, I'm probably going to spend about close to $1,000 tomorrow on shoes. And
Did you get a vasectomy yet?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. I ain't having no more.
So it's been another great show.
Great
I missed
show.
everyone.
We missed you too. You was doing your
You
thing.
was doing your thing though. You was out.
Yes.
Everyone already know
Out
how to
of town.
find me on social media, but if you don't know, Project Heat Baltimore season finale.
And they got casting call coming up.
Trust me, y'all don't want to miss it. My character is coming alive. I'm
For
like
real?
super excited. So tune in. This is going to be a longer episode. I think it's like 40, 45 minutes or so. And then we have an upcoming casting call. So if you're looking to get into acting, even if you think that is not something you can do, step out on faith. Do it because you can be groomed.
Right. You might can play like the crackhead mama down the streets. Like, no.
I want to be a part of Project Heat Baltimore.
You better come to the casting call. Oh, I'm already there.
But I mean, is it possible? You know, I got some red tape to cut through.
I'll be there. I don't know about
No, I know.
his red
But
tape.
okay,
I
so
don't
I'm
need no
thinking.
red tape.
When is it?
It's in November.
Okay, that's cool. I'll be there.
I'll repost, and I am being honored for my contribution in the fashion industry, primarily the plus size community. That is September 22nd at Sizzle in Baltimore and White Marsh. I'm super excited about that. So shout out to Juneville Morris Kennedy, the CEO and founder of Runway Liberia.
That's what's up.
Also, I'm a part of the Protect Our Girls campaign. We have our second fashion show, Model with a Purpose. Theme is the morning after. That is December the 7th. So stay tuned for all of that. The In the Silence documentary, which is a nonprofit organization that speaks out against child sexual abuse.
Oh,
yes. So that's something that I'm passionate about. So there's a lot of stuff I have going on.
Oh, yeah.
So just make sure you're following me.
That's what's up. I'm following.
I'm following too.
Any last words before we get out of here?
No.
Let the people know how to find you though.
You can find me on Instagram, LoveGod herself.
No underscores or nothing?
Oh, wait a minute. Underscore. We might have to
I
think
remember
about
that myself.
Right. Underscore LoveGod herself.
Well, I'm Fly T Miles. Y'all know who I am, I guess.
And I am Dr. Nicole Wagner. As always, love yourself unapologetically, but remember to love others.
DC.
David Charles signing out. Take care.
It is what it is. Radio, another great show. Make sure y'all tune in next week, 9 p.m. to 11. Tell a friend. There's nothing wrong with supporting and sharing the show. Please share the show. Till next week, we're out. Yep.